Hey, what's up? Like, totally time for 90210.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the 90210 show. My name is Mark. With me as always is my demanding girlfriend, Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It's September 26th, 1997. And you demanded that I do a shorter version of my hello thing.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, when we talked about
I said I didn't like it. I didn't demand anything.
but I still did it longer than probably you wanted me to.
It was better.
How's it going?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
Yeah, you okay. Yeah. Stands for only kidding.
Okay.
I'm terrible. How everything okay with your mouth there?
Mm-hmm. Everything okay with you over there? I hear
Yeah.
you crashing into shit.
I'm fine. I'm swiveling my chair.
Oh, goodness.
Just moving in the space that I'm given. Oh, no. This is a disaster of epic proportions. Are you having a cardiac event now?
No.
Are you digging for treasure? Looks like it looks like you're trying to reenact the. She has her hands like buried in her chest. It looks like you're trying to reenact the end of the Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, where the guy reaches into the other guy's chest and pulls his heart out.
Oh, my God. I had a pain.
Oh no, are you okay?
Yeah.
I don't like it when you're in pain.
I don't like it when you talk about digging hearts out of people.
Well, it is normal dinner conversation for me.
So, speaking of conversation, how about we have a conversation about 90210?
Oh, good segue.
Since this is the 90210 show.
All right, let's talk about it.
So, this episode is kind of Kelly heavy.
Flying. It's called Flying.
Which is funny because I don't feel like that was the main storyline.
I think it's a double entendre.
Oh, because she's flying high?
Yeah.
Oh,
I believe
whatever.
It's a double meaning title.
Yeah.
They're getting too cute for their own good here.
They're stupid.
It's a more succinct way to say it, I guess. Holy shit. Sorry if any of the writers listen to our show.
Oh, goodness. So, Kelly is, like, cleaning the apartment and trying to make space to move in.
That happens, like, halfway through the episode, but sure.
No, it doesn't. It's, like, how it starts.
No, it's not how it
What
starts.
are you talking about? That is exactly how it fucking starts.
It does not start like that.
Yes.
She has a whole fucking conversation with Claire and Donna before that.
No.
Yes, she
No,
does.
that's after. She starts out
Why would
with
she be
Colin.
Why would she be trying to make room before she has that conversation? It starts with her at school. Her at fictional California University. And she's coming down because she's fucking hasn't had drugs in a while.
Holy shit. Okay, fine. I was so sure I was right. We only watched it today. Like, it's not like there's many days to give me an excuse here either.
No. She's having a conversation with Donna and Claire.
Right.
And she's clearly, like, fucked up or whatever, right?
Yes.
And then she leaves, and what they say, something like, oh, she seems whatever, I don't know. And Valerie's, I have the same kind of memory too. Valerie says more like coming down.
Right.
Because she hasn't been able to find her drugs. And they're like, oh, we thought she was done with drugs. And it's like, yeah, that's just what she wants you to think.
Yeah, they are being really stupid. I mean, I guess they're in denial or whatever, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, she looks like hell. like every scene. Like she doesn't look good.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she looks bad. You're right. As bad as Jenny Garth can look.
Right. I mean, she's still gorgeous, but she actually looks a little bit better than she did like a month ago.
Okay.
I think maybe her hair is starting to grow out a little bit or something.
Yeah, well, that's true. She looks better with longer hair. That's for sure.
But anyways, she's they were talking about doing not a garage sale because they don't have a garage, not a yard sale because they don't have a yard.
They were calling it a garage sale.
Yeah.
Which I think that's a kind of a regional thing. I think they call it different things depending on where you're from.
Well, what Donna eventually went with on the sign was a beach bonanza.
Oh, very nice.
Because their little house is on the beach.
I guess I'd call it a rummage sale.
I think I'd call it, the way they did it, I'd call it an estate sale because they have people in their house going through their things.
That's weird. They're inside.
I don't like it.
They've got tape over like shelves and stuff like that says not for sale, and there's like all the stuff. There's stuff on the shelves. Yeah, I wouldn't like it either.
Like, and why are they doing this? Like, I don't even remember any clear, like, they're trying to raise money for a thing, or...
They just want to get rid of some stuff.
It's weird. I mean, to go this extreme, to let strangers into your house.
It's to prove that these rich white people are just like all the rest of us.
No, it's to give them an excuse to go through Kelly's shit.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Because that's what happens. They're looking for tape or something. I don't know. And
she's looking for a pin.
A pin.
Claire's looking for a pin to pin up something.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, Kelly has one, I'm sure."
Kelly's known for all the pins she collects.
And so she finds a little vial of Coke in her drawer.
Yeah,
and
just enough. Felony quantity.
Yeah, Claire is a little paranoid. She's like, "Oh my God, like." Just enough for the police to get, upset if they found it. And
so it's like 4 or 5 grains. The police are like, wow, we're not that upset. 7 grains. What the fuck? We're upset now. I don't think she said just enough for the police to get upset. Like emotions were a factor in this.
I don't know.
I think she said just enough for the police to arrest somebody.
Well, she said that, they would get them too.
Which is probably true.
She's like, don't think if they come after her, we're not going down.
And Donna's like, oh, what she's got the I'm rich and white attitude.
Right.
She's like, who cares? It's just a little cocaine.
Yeah, Claire is like major, major pissed. And then when Kelly shows up...
You were pissed at Claire. Like, she's talking about Kelly behind her back and everything. You don't even like Kelly that much. And you're like, she's such a bitch.
Well, she's being a bitch to her.
But you have no sympathy for any of these women at all. I think throughout the course of this show that we've done, you have called every single one of them, maybe with the exception of Shannon Doherty, a bitch at one point.
Oh, I'm sure I called Brenda a bitch at some point. I'm sure that occurred.
But it's like even Mrs. Walsh you called a bitch at one point.
Did I?
And she was cheating on her husband, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it's so funny. Like, you have no sympathy for them at all. It's like Claire is... Maybe Claire's being a little mean or whatever, but she's upset that there are drugs in her house.
Yeah. Well,
I understand that.
When Kelly shows up late to help them...
She doesn't show up at all.
No, she does show up to help them. And she's late. And she has Colin with her.
Yeah.
And that's when she gets in a fight.
All right.
She gets into an argument with them because they found her cocaine.
Uh-huh.
And then she's like, well, maybe I just shouldn't live here then.
Yeah.
So then...
Well, Donna says to her, can we have a talk? And Colin's like, I don't really like the vibe here. Let's go. And Donna says, look, talk to me now or never talk to me again.
So Kelly's like, Colin, can you wait in the car?
Yeah. They really put it on Donna, too. Like, this whole episode is kind of like, Donna, you're her only hope.
I didn't get that vibe.
Oh, I did.
Because what about Brandon?
Yeah, they try Brandon. He fails, but they try him.
Yeah. So, yeah, Donna tries to talk to her, and she's just like...
Fuck you guys. I'll move.
Yeah. So now she's going to go live full time at Collins, which is great because that's where all the drugs are.
And that's when she starts rearranging stuff. She's moving books or whatever, like on a shelf. She's like, I can't sleep. I'm all wired. I just wanted to make some room for my stuff or whatever.
I can't sleep seems to be a pretty common problem for Miss Kelly these days.
Well, yeah, that's a cocaine problem right there.
Right.
But she says, so then she goes, Colin, can I just have a line? And he taps his little, I don't know, hope chest or whatever. It's a little like jewelry box on his nightstand. And he says, you know where it is. You don't have to ask or whatever. And I was like, that's a bad idea. 'Cause she's going to do all your cocaine now.
Yeah, it's a pretty large box for, drugs, and it looked pretty full.
Yeah.
I was impressed by the size of that.
So she does a line.
Yeah, or 10, who knows.
Yeah.
And then later she is going nuts in the apartment looking for more coke. She must have done it all.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And it's like the same day?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I'm surprised she's not dead.
She's headed there.
I know. So Brandon shows up because they tell him that she's on drugs and like, oh, you need to go do something.
Donna says, if you have any influence left over her, if the powers of your cock still hold any sway at all, you go to her.
So, yeah, he's supposed to be having dinner with Susan.
Right.
She made reservations weeks ago at some fancy-ass restaurant.
And Jonathan's still in town.
Oh, God. I hate him so much. So he tells her he can't make their dinner reservation.
He's pulled over on the side of the freeway talking on a phone, a payphone.
He was talking to her before he left to go to Kelly.
No.
Who was he on the phone with then?
I don't know. He's driving with Kelly, and he's like, we're going to drive all night. His big plan is to fucking get her to stay in the car with him for some reason. Like, he's like, well, we're going to do this all night if we have to. Like, that's not, take her to rehab. That's what I thought he was doing.
Yeah.
That's not going to help her one night in a car with you. But then he pulls over for some reason, gets on the payphone, and tells her, hey,
Susan.
Susan, I can't make the dinner reservations. That's when Kelly jumps into the driver's seat of his car and motors off.
Yeah, not very smart.
No.
And, like, he hung up to chase after the moving vehicle for, like, 10 feet.
Yeah.
And then realizes he's not going to make it. Like, why did you even bother to get off the phone?
Yeah, you should have just called her right back, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, come get me. I'll go to dinner. Fuck it.
What, did he walk?
I don't know what the hell happened.
Kelly ends up dropping his car off at the house, the beach house.
Right.
And throws
Malibu
the keys to
Beach
Donna.
house.
Yeah. Throws the keys to Donna and says, tell Brandon his car's here.
Yeah.
And next time he wants to kidnap me, I'm going to press charges or whatever.
Do you think in a court of law that he would get any kind of trouble for kidnapping? Do you think in a court of law she'd get in trouble for car theft?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, exactly, Kelly. She's all fucked up.
No kidding, yes. But yeah, she willingly went in the car with him.
Yeah, he knocks on the door and she's like, I don't want you to see me like this. And he's like, come with me.
Yeah.
In this, like, I'm going to help you. I'm your hope kind of voice.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did nothing. You're right. He just got her in the car and drove. Like,
my semen is the only treatment for cocaine.
And driving, like, aimlessly is ridiculous.
Yeah, the whole thing's ridiculous. And one night of white knuckling it's not going to get you off cocaine.
Yeah. Whatever.
It's ridiculous.
So, yeah. So she manages to, get away and go back.
Maybe he was trying to drive her to Chevy Chase so that he could give some insights on how to get off cocaine, allegedly.
Trying to think. I feel like we're like speeding through this episode.
We're speeding through this part of it. There's more going on.
Yeah, there is. Okay, so there's that dinner reservation thing, but the flying happened before, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, Jonathan's in town, and he's like, I'm not leaving as long as they keep paying me for my stories.
Yeah. Apparently he's on assignment from whatever real newspaper he works at out of Washington. And I guess he's got a bunch of story ideas in the LA area. I don't know why that's of use to a Washington newspaper. But
Right?
doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but whatever.
Yeah, and they've got him, like, I don't know, like, trying to befriend the guys, which seems problematic.
Yeah.
Or perhaps, like, they're going to bring him on permanently, which I really don't want.
No, not at all. They have enough people.
But yeah, so he invites Brandon to go flying. Explain what kind of fucking flying this was. I've never heard of this before.
They went up in a biplane.
What is a biplane? I don't understand.
So it's a plane that will have sex with both a male plane and a female plane. No, it's two sets of wings. So
Okay.
it's two sets of wings on each side, top set, bottom set. Two people go in. The person that sits in the back is the one that's flying. Just more fucking more bodily humor for the show.
I guess
Did I get a detail wrong that your stomach wanted to correct me on?
Oh, goodness. I mean, I have to assume that if you heard it through the mic, then the listeners also heard it through the mic. So,
yeah. It's like all the
excuse
creaking
me.
and
Sorry about
cracking
that.
that your chair's doing. But yeah, so the guy that sits in the back is flying. The one that sits in the front is the passenger. And yeah, that's it.
Okay.
As Nat says, they're virtually crash-proof, and they're propeller-driven planes, which I guess is, fairly true. Like, I have heard of many people getting in to a small wreck or whatever on a biplane, and they almost always survive. Like, crashing a biplane is not like crashing a regular plane.
Okay.
They don't go nearly as fast. They don't go nearly as high. They're good for basically what they did with them.
Okay.
Like short joyrides. They can't even hold that much fuel or anything like that. So it's not like they can go long distances or anything like that.
So, Jonathan invites Brandon to go with him to do this, which makes no sense. They are competing over Susan. They don't like each other. It doesn't make sense on Jonathan's part to invite him. It doesn't make sense on Brandon's part to accept.
Well, apparently Steve's been on one of these biplanes once before in his life, and he's like, oh, it's so fun. It's like the best roller coaster in the world. You got to do it.
Yeah. So he talks Brandon into saying yes.
He's like, he wants you to say no or whatever. I think it's a situation for him of Josh or Jonathan, I mean, for keep your friends close but your enemies closer. I think that's kind of what he's doing. And I think he's looking for cracks and intel, which he uses later in this episode. I think I think he's got a very nefarious thing. That's the phone call that you were talking about, I think. When he's talking on the phone with Jonathan's there.
Well, no. Somebody, I think it was Valerie or Donna or whoever, was physically there with him, not on the phone.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. It was Donna. Donna's the one that asked him. But anyway, so the flight instructor's there, and then he's like, well, I'm going to go up in one plane, and Jonathan, you can go up with somebody in the other plane. And Brandon's like, you're the fucking pilot? And he's like, yeah, come up with me, Brandon.
It's so weird. And then who goes up with the other one is Donna's boyfriend. What the fuck is his name?
Joe.
Yeah, so we got Joe with the one pilot and Brandon with Jonathan.
They invite David, but apparently David's not fucking part of the show anymore, other than his interactions with Valerie.
I mean, they would have had to get another plane to justify having,
I guess. They have
more
Steve
people
there just fucking pounding his pud.
And he never gets to even go on the plane.
No.
Because when they land, Joe passes out.
Collapses.
Yeah.
Because of his heart.
He's all smiley. It's so funny. Like, he had the best time, getting off the plane and then just boom, down.
Yeah, his heart couldn't take it. We thought he was going to die.
It's a good thing he's a virgin.
Yeah, I guess so.
Just thinking.
But he plays football, too.
Yeah.
Just because he's in the off-season now, but this dude is a walking time bomb.
Yeah.
This dude's fucking Pistol Pete Maravich.
And then, him and Brandon talking, he's like, don't tell anybody, please. And Brandon agrees. He's like, it's your life, whatever.
And then Steve tells Donna.
No.
Or Steve tells everyone else.
But Joe tells Donna.
Yeah, apparently Joe tells Donna.
So, he says don't tell anybody, and then he tells. But yeah, Steve is running around telling everybody, too. It's like, what the fuck?
It's weird.
So, Donna's like, promise me you'll go see my dad again.
He's not going to, I don't think.
Well, even if he does, like you said, he should be going to a third-party doctor, not, her dad or the university doctor. Get another opinion.
Yeah, because her dad's going to be like, yeah, I still think what I thought the first time.
Right.
Yeah, I don't understand.
But he's not going to make it.
No, he's going to die. Jonathan will take his place.
No.
Jonathan will start fucking dying.
Nobody's fucking Donna, ever. She's going to sit on top of a Christmas tree like an angel. That's the closest she's ever going to get to it.
Holy shit! I don't know if she could take a whole Christmas tree.
Right? I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. Anyway.
So Jonathan's there when Donna's like, Brandon, use your penis to get her back.
Yeah. And then he just so happens to call Susan.
Well, he's on the phone. He's on the other line with her. Because after Brandon hangs up, she switches the line and says, yeah, sorry about that. And he's like, who was that? She's like, Brandon, I just got stood up for my date. And he was like, oh, I was wondering when you were going to eat. Because when I was there earlier, he said he was going out with Kelly. I think something's going on between those two.
Yeah. So, of course, he's going to end up going with her on this dinner reservation that she's had for 2 weeks.
She invites him.
Yeah. So, that's not going to be good.
No.
Because he's making...
Dinner's not the only thing she's going to be eating.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, he's trying to make her think that she's getting cheated on, which she's not.
Right.
So, I don't know. I mean, it's like they got to break up because it's just not going anywhere.
She can't separate herself from this guy.
Yeah.
She has a conversation at the rummage sale with Valerie at the beach bonanza with Valerie. And Valerie's like, so what's going on with you and Jonathan? And she's like, we said we'd stay friends. I'm trying to be his friend. I wish he'd just get over me. I don't want to be with him, but, I want to be nice. I'm not good at being the bad guy. Valerie's like, why don't you stick with me? I'll show you how to be a bitch.
Right? How to be heartless.
Yeah. She says, oh, I might take you up on that.
Oh, and then at that time, another phone. There's a lot of phone calls going on in this episode.
Yeah.
There's another phone
Giant
call.
game of telephone.
And it's for Valerie over at the beach house.
Mm-hmm.
And it's her friend, the redhead, the monster lady.
Yeah.
Ginger.
Yeah. I remember the name. Ginger the Ginger.
Yeah.
From Buffalo.
And she's
the one that was stealing everything, but it was all set up.
Yeah. She's like, I'm in town. I'm here. And she'd already given her a warning she was coming, and Valerie had told her not to.
She's from fucking... Is she from Clueless?
No, I don't think so.
I think she
You
is.
think she's Amber from Clueless?
Yes, the one that's like, I can't... the doctor and the tennis.
Yeah.
And everything. I think that's her.
Maybe. We'll have to look it
Or
up later.
either she was in Clueless, the movie, or I think the same actor played that role on the TV show too. Yeah, I think that's the same person. If I'm remembering correctly, I think that's the same person. I knew she looked familiar. I think she's from Clueless.
Maybe. But yeah, she's actually calling from Valerie's room.
Yeah, no, yeah. She's calling from Valerie's room in the house, yes.
It's ridiculous. Like, she's such a fucking creep. And so, Valerie is supposed to be at the beach house, so she sends David. She's like, this girl is threatening to tell everybody about how they scammed them.
Mm-hmm.
So she says, David, take her to a hotel, put it on my credit card.
Yeah. I don't know why David has to do it, but
Because he's her little errand boy.
I wouldn't trust her alone with him, like you said.
Yeah, it didn't seem smart, and I was right.
Yeah, you were right.
So, yeah, he takes her to the hotel, and she does flirt with him, and she's like, oh, have lunch with me and stuff, and he's like, no.
No thanks.
Yeah, and he leaves, because he's a good person.
I don't fuck gingers.
He's one of the few good people on the show.
Now, yeah.
I mean, yeah, he definitely...
He cheated on Donna.
That's true, and he had a drug problem. He's just good right now. And this bitch is charging clothes and food and everything under the sun to this room. Mm-hmm. So when Valerie shows up later to talk to her, she asks her for $50,000.
She already paid her $5,000 to help convince everyone that she was a good person.
Right. So she says, give me $50,000 or I'm going to play them this tape. And she has recorded her when they were in the car saying how, like, you know, they pulled one over on her. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah. And then they flashed back to that episode.
Of course, because they love their fucking flashbacks.
I guess every episode of 90210 is someone's first episode of 90210.
I guess. I don't know.
Well, that's how they think about it.
I don't think they're getting that many new viewers.
No.
I think they're just falling off like flies.
I guess. But anyway, yeah, so she's blackmailing her. And Valerie goes there and she's like, bring it on, asshole, basically. Like, fuck you. And she says, yeah, let's see how that works out for you. And she leaves.
Yeah, and she tells her, you know, checkout's at noon. Like, basically, she's not going to keep paying for the room and stuff. So, good for her for standing up for herself.
Yeah.
Then, Ginger calls her, like, later at night.
In the middle of the night when she's sleeping next to David.
Well, she said David has a migraine and they went to bed early, so I don't know how late it is. But anyways, she says she decided that she will let her off the hook for $50,000 if she gives her one thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she really draws it out.
Yeah, she wants David for a night.
She's like, what do you think of my little indecent proposal? And it's like, that reference is 3 years old at this point.
There's no way. I mean, David won't do it.
Well, that's the thing, is they play it out like she looks at David and she's all like, oh, what should I do? And oh, cuddle me closer. And she pulls his hand closer to her and everything and stuff. But it's like, you know, David's a person, right? Like, you can't just be like, oh, I gave you to Ginger for the night. And he'll just be like, okay, just point my dick in the direction. Like, that's not, you know, he's a human being. There's no way he's going to agree to this.
Right. I mean, I don't think he would. I wouldn't say there's no way.
She'd have to convince him.
Yeah.
She'd have to be like, look, you have to do this for me.
And I think
you have to fuck her for me.
I think it would ruin their relationship.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
if she asked him to do that.
Even if he did it, yes, 100%.
So.
She just needs to kill Ginger.
No, maybe she needs to fess up and tell everybody, look, we pulled a scam because I was tired of everybody thinking I was evil, and, you know, I'm not evil. Look at how long it's been since anything evil has happened.
Right. The writers changed my character at my behest.
She now has actual reality good things she could point to, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Not actual reality, but...
Well, you know.
90210 reality.
Show reality.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the next big thing they're going to have to deal with. And Joe's impending death they'll have to deal with.
For sure. I don't know.
I think Joe's going to die.
Yeah.
I think maybe they'll have sex for the first time and that's how they'll die.
That would be awful.
She'll take a life.
No.
No, I'm sure it won't be. And that'll be like Aaron Spelling's big fucking revenge. I told you, Tori. Can't have sex on camera. This is what happens. I don't know what he sounds like. But I think he's going to die.
Yeah.
And she'll be like pining for him and all that stuff. Oh, Joe.
She'll be very sad. She'll get over it. She's young. She's pretty.
And then the one guy will come back.
Oh, God.
And he'll be like, I injected something into him to give him this heart condition. If it went full soap opera, that's what would happen.
Right? For sure. Well, and somebody would fall down an elevator shaft and lose their memory, and yeah.
Right, exactly. But, did anything else happen? Kelly's on cocaine. Still.
Yeah, they tried. They failed. She moved out.
Joe's gonna die.
Probably.
Ginger's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Susan and Jonathan.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I think that's all of it.
Steve was there. He didn't get to ride the plane because Joe passed out first.
Yep. Steve gets to talk to people briefly, and that's it. And then, even though he's in the main credits, what's his name? Nat gets one scene where he says, biplanes are fine.
Every episode, I think he gets his one small scene to justify his salary.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good for him, though.
Right?
He's fucking cashing those paychecks, man.
For sure.
But that is the episode. Carol, tell people where they can cash their paychecks and give us money.
Well, if they want to give us money, they got to go to that Patreon website your friend came up with.
Yeah, patreon.com/retrolatefee.
But you can write us at latefee1994@AOL.com.
Uh-huh.
Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com.
Yes.
And tell your friends.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.